Welcome back, students. So for today's video, we will be learning all about statement of comprehensive income single step. So we are done discussing on the statement of financial position. So today ato ang tun-an si comprehensive income. So ang content ani nga video are definition of statement of comprehensive income, two forms of presenting expenses in the statement of comprehensive income, revenue accounts, expenses accounts, preparation of statement of comprehensive income single step. Okay. Statement of comprehensive income, also known as income statement. So, if you remember your worksheet, na dito makita ang word or na ay column dito nga ang iyang title is income statement. So, all the accounts and the amounts under those column is mao tong gamiton to present statement of comprehensive income. It's a financial statement that give information on the revenues earned and the expenses incurred by the business for a certain period of time. For the period of time, it may be for the month or for the year end. So for the year end, natay duha ka type of year end. We have the calendar year end and the fiscal year end. The Statement of Comprehensive Income, SCI, informs the stakeholders about the performance of the business or the result of its operation, whether the business generated profit or incurred loss during the period. So when you are doing business, not all the time that you are earning a profit. Naay mga times nga malos gyud ka kay dili man perfect ang pag negosyo, so nagi time nga loss ta. But if we are doing good, if we are doing great in our business, especially on the operation and performances of the business, so we will generate a profit. So for the statement of comprehensive income, we have two accounts that involved in preparation of the statement of comprehensive income: the revenue and the expenses. So when the revenue is greater than the expenses, the company will generate a profit or a net income. And if the revenue is lesser than the expense, the company will generate a loss or a net loss. So muna siya ang duha ka mga instances nganong maka-generate ang isa ka company og profit and maka-generate og loss. So there are two forms of presenting expenses in the statement of comprehensive income. The two forms are the natural form and the functional form. For the natural form, which we will be discussing in this video, is based on the nature of expense, also called the single step form, where only two sections are presented in the statement of comprehensive income: the revenue section and the operating expenses section. So for this natural form, ginagamit ni siya sa mga company on the service businesses. So katong mga example is vulcanizing shop, mga laundry shop, mga ingan-ana nga mga businesses. So or any other businesses providing services to their customer, ang ilang ginagamit is the statement of comprehensive income single step. Next, for the functional form, based on its function, is also called the multiple step or multi-step form, is normally applicable to businesses with more complex operation. Expense are grouped according to function, such as cost of sales, selling expenses, administrative expenses, and other non-operating expenses. So the functional form, we will be discussing about this on the next video. So ang atong focus ani nga video is the single step. Okay. For the revenues is defined as fees earned from providing services and the amounts of merchandise sold. Under the accrual basis of accounting, revenues are recorded at the same time when the services have been rendered or when merchandise have been delivered and sold to the customers. In short, revenue must be recorded when earned even when not yet collected. It means nga, if you render a service to your customer and then your customer told you na pwede ba nga the next day na siya magbayad, so nag-utang siya, it's an accounts receivable on your part. So pwede ninyo siya i-record gid ninyo to siya, whether be naamoy cash nga nadawatan or wala, basta kay nag-render mo og services. Why are we doing that? Para naamoy record to whom customer ang naay utang sa inyuha og to whom ang customer ang nagbayad na og cash on rendering your services. Okay, these are the types of revenues. So, ang sales is magamit na siya sa multi-step. But in revenues for the single step, mo ni siyang mga service income, professional fees, interest income, rent income, and gain on sales. To furtherly discuss or to furtherly understand this type of revenue accounts, na ako'y video ani nga ang iyang title is Major Account. You check it out para mas masabtan ninyo the definition of these different types of revenue accounts. Next item nga makita nato sa statement of comprehensive income on the single step is the expenses. So expenses is the reduction in value of an asset as it is used to generate revenue. Expenses are the cost of doing business. The business cannot operate to earn revenue without consuming some assets, and these consumptions of assets refer to expenses. Under accrual basis of accounting, expenses should be recorded when incurred even when not yet paid. Okay. So for the expenses, it says on accrual basis of accounting, the same with revenue. Even though the revenue is, even though you are not kanang collecting, you haven't collected a cash, you have to record the service you have rendered. In the expenses, even though you have not paid the expenses, basta kay nagamit nimo siya, you have to record it. Example for the utilities expense. If the utilities expense niingon dito nga receive a bill for the electric bill for the month. So dapat i-record to nimo siya even though wala pa ka nagbayad. Why? For you to be able to know nga naa pa day kay bayro nun nga electric bill. Because if dili nimo na siya i-record, di ba kay ang journal is a diary of day-to-day transaction of a company. So if dili nimo to i-record tong bill nga imong na-receive for the electric bill for the month, then maghunahuna ka nga ay wala pa di ay koy bayro nun for the electric bill. But when you record it into your general journal, so naakay ka nang ma-check nimo nga ay wala pa din ako nabayaran ang expenses for the month. So inana na siya. So I'm very sorry. Now forward. So the type of supplies expenses are supplies expense, salaries and wages expense, insurance expense, taxes and licenses, doubtful account expense, and depreciation expense. Again, to furtherly understand what are these type of expenses, what are the definition of these expenses accounts is adto mo sa isa na ko ka video nga ang title niya kay major accounts. Dito gi-discuss nako what are the types of major accounts and what are the account title under those major accounts. So na dito ang assets, liabilities, owner's equity, then the revenues and the expense. So it will help you understand the revenues and expenses account title. Okay, so we will proceed to the preparation of the statement of comprehensive income single step. So in preparation of your single step, ang pinakauna gid buhaton is the title. And then you identify the revenues, and then you identify the expenses for you to be able to generate or to come up to come up with the profit or the loss of the company. So we will do now the preparation of the statement of comprehensive income single step. Okay, so in preparing your statement of comprehensive income single step, ang atong i-example karon is the labasan internal images worksheet, which is mao gyapon ang atong gigamit when we are preparing the statement of financial position katong first nga video nga ako ang gi-post. So karon we are done on this column kaning balance sheet. We are done with this. Now, kani ang atong i-prepare nga statement. The statement of comprehensive income single step, which is the kani nga column, the income statement. So, the accounts, the amounts, and the accounts nga corresponding adto nga mga amounts is mao ang mo reflect sa imuhang statement of comprehensive income single step. So, we will now proceed on preparing the statement. Okay. So, the very first step nga imong buhaton when preparing the statement is the title or the heading of the statement. So, the heading of the statement is the name of the company, which is Labasan Eternal Images. Then the name of the statement, which is Statement of Comprehensive Income. Dili na kinahanglan nga magbutang pa ka og single step kay mabal-an naman dayon na sa process sa pagkuha nimo sa imong net income og net loss kung single step ba na siya or multi-step. Okay. And then the date for the year ended December 31, 2009. Okay. The next step, when you are done with the heading or the title, the next step is you have to identify the revenue. Okay. You identify the revenue. So, the revenue on this Labasan Eternal Image on the worksheet is the photography revenue. So, isulat nimo si photography revenue. Photography revenue. Okay. So, the photography revenue is in the amount of 34,400. Si ibutang nimo siya diri sa ikaupat nga column. 34,400. Okay. In this company, isa ra iyang revenue, which is the photography revenue. Pero if daghan siya revenue, isulat nimo tanan ilang revenue diha, dayon i-total dayon nimo. But kani is isa ra man ang iyang revenue, so diha lang ta taman. Next nga atong buhaton is the less. Okay. Less the expenses. So what are the expenses for this company? So the expenses for this company are depreciation expense for the photography equipment, depreciation expense for the office equipment, utilities expense, salaries expense, and supplies expense. Okay. Si imo dayon siyang isulat diri. So sugod ta kang depreciation expense for the photography equipment, and then next the depreciation expense for the office equipment, and then next is the utilities expense salaries expense, supplies expense. So these are the expenses for the labasan internal images. So when you are done writing the expenses, you will be writing the amounts. Instead of directly writing the amount on the fourth column, i-total sa nimo siya, ay hanin mo siya i-forward diha, then i-less dayon nimo. So what are the amounts? Kani sila. So, kaning nga mga amounts, i-transfer nimo dire sa ikatulong nga column sa imuhang 5 column na columnar. So, ang photography equipment depreciation expense is 3,316.67. Dayon, the office equipment is 1,361.11. Ang utilities expense is 5,700. Ang imuhang salaries expense is 15,500, and then ang supplies expense is 13,500. Then maglinya dayon ka dera. Okay. Maglinya dayon ka dera, then imo din siyang i-total. So represented by a open and close parenthesis. So mag-less na dayon ka. Diba kaya atong word diri nga gibutang is less. So meaning si photography revenue i-less din siya ani nga mga expenses. So nag-represent dayon ang word nga less kan open and close parentheses. Okay. So how much is the total amount? So the total amount is 33,000 3,316.67 plus 1,361.11 plus 5,700 plus 15,500 plus 13,500. Nagkalki ko. That is why I am kanang saying the numbers. So the total is 39,377.78. Okay. So 0.78. Dili maklaro, magpatabang ta ka the power of correction tape. Okay. Nagsumpay ang 7 ug 8. Okay. So may samot 78. So 78 na siya, class. Okay. So pag human-ana, i-minus nimo sa revenue ngadto kang expenses. So minus 34,400. So it has a negative value. Diba? Sa ato ang mathematics, kung kinsa ang pinakadako nga amount is siya amo to iyahang kung kinsa ang kung unsa ang sign sa pinakadako nga amount mo to siyang imong i-carry over sa imuhang equal. So kay dako man si 39 compared to 34, so i-carry over niya ang iyahang sign nga negative. So it's 4,977.78. Okay. So if you remember from the discussion that we've already done a while ago is, diba, when revenue is lesser than the expenses, it will incur or it will generate a net loss. So that is why ang straight ani niya nga amount, ang imuhang ibutang is net loss. Butang ka og net loss. Pasensya kaayo sa motor nga ni Agi nga kusog kaayo siya og tingog. Okay, so net loss. So mo na siya inyuhang labasan internal images statement of comprehensive income using the single step. So we are using the single step because it is a service business. Labasan internal images, ang iyahang service nga ginarender is photography revenue. So about photography ang iyahang ihatag ng mga services. And then for this company, it has generated a net loss because revenue is lesser than the expense. So, and then remember, dili ninyo diretso ibutang diri ang expenses then i-minus ninyo. Inyuha siyang ibutang diari nga column So, if kani siya, ika-5th ninyo, so ika-4th ninyo ibutang ang inyong expenses. Unya, kay diri sa itong example, sa 4th man natong ibutang si photography revenue, ibutang din ninyo ang mga expenses sa ika-3rd nga revenue, then iyahang total i-forward din ninyo sa ika-4th, ayha ninyo i-minus. So, this is your statement of comprehensive income. Remember to write the correct heading or the correct title of your statement. It composes of the company's name, the type of statement, and the date. For your internal and external users to know what is this all about. So, pagbasa pa lang nila, ay, comprehensive income din ni siya ni labasan internal image. Sa tuig din ni nga 2009. Ay, nana, no, pwede malibog inyong mga users. So, I hope you learned something from this video. I hope it will help you understand the comprehensive income single step. So, thank you for watching. See you on the next video.